Welcome to the very first episode of Passion for Patients podcast. I'm Tonya Winders, your host and the president and CEO of GAAPP, the Global Allergy and Airways Patient Platform. We are so excited to introduce this new channel of engagement for you, for our listeners. This has been something that we've been planning for months and super excited to bring to our community and to broaden our community with this new channel of podcast. And so today, I just want to start off with the basics, the who, what, when, where, why we're doing this podcast. So welcome to Passion for Patients. Come along with me. First off, who? Who is the podcast for? Well, it's for you, passionate patient advocates from all over the globe. And who am I? Well, honestly, I'm a girl from a very small town in the U.S. who grew up with a very strong sense of justice and standing up for what's right while fighting the status quo. And that's how I became a passionate patient advocate. As I said, I went to school in the U.S., and I never dreamed about traveling the globe and having the opportunity to engage with so many passionate advocates like you from all over the world. And yet what I found is that through the years, as I became a mom of 5 now young adults, and also the caregiver to my own mother and to other loved ones in my life who are living with these conditions, and now a grandmother of 2, that it sparked a passion and an interest in me to help other people really know how to be better informed, educated, and empowered when it comes to living with chronic conditions. And that is why I believe that now is the time for me to become the host of the Passion for Patients podcast and to launch this new channel of engagement with our members and with new members who will come in contact with the podcast. I've spent the last 25 years advocating personally and professionally for those living with allergy, airways, and atopic conditions. And over the last 7 years, I've led GAAPP, the Global Allergy Airways Patient Platform, sponsoring the podcast to really help to empower people to live better and breathe better globally. And so as we think about this time together in each episode, we'll actually focus in on different nonprofit leadership basics and essentials to being an effective leader and to leading your organization, your patient advocacy group, into the next realm of advocating for patients, of ensuring that we get the right treatment to the right patient at the right time with the fewest barriers. Now what? So over these episodes, we'll take a look at what are the best of the best. What are the best practices? What are the best skill sets? How do we overcome challenges? How do we address some of the myths and misperceptions about leading a patient advocacy organization, a nonprofit like this? We'll have different people sitting across from me. Every 2 weeks, we'll drop a 20 to 30 minute podcast that gives you those basics, that really helps to build your capacity, your organization's capacity, and to do the work that you're called to do more easily and more efficiently. Over the past 25 years in this space, what I've realized is that patient advocacy is both very challenging and very rewarding. It is not easy to get up every day and to continue to fight for those that have no voice. It is sometimes overwhelming to not have the resources you need to really complete the calling and the work that you feel you're led to. I come to you recognizing that I have failed many more times over the last 25 years of doing this work. But along the way, I've had a lot of key lessons learned, and I've met some really amazing people. And I'm so excited to invite some of those to the Passion for Patients podcast in the coming weeks and months. Next up, when and where. So we plan to drop a new podcast on the first and third Thursdays of each month. So about 2 times a month, you'll get a new podcast in that cadence. As I said, they'll be about 20 to 30 minutes in length, and you'll be able to find those podcasts on our YouTube channel and at our website, passionforpatients.com. You also can always go to GAAPP.org and link to the podcast from there. We'll encourage you to subscribe on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, or any other podcast station or channel that you like. After each podcast, we'll actually have a list of downloadable free resources, a leader's guide that can help guide you into whatever topic we've explored on that given podcast. You can dive deeper, learn more, get some of the key assets and tools that we talk about here on the podcast each and every episode. Finally, why? Over the last several years, I have longed for a conversation with passionate patient advocates from all over the globe in a format that's easy to digest, that's easy to share, that we can easily tag one another and communicate with people all across the globe on their schedule, on demand, when they want to hear the content. And I believe that that's why the Passion for Patients podcast is coming at the perfect time. We know that healthcare is broken. No matter where I've traveled, whether it be here in the US or in Europe or Africa, Asia, LATAM, all across the world, when I sit down with passionate patient advocates, I hear the challenges. I hear how your healthcare systems are failing your patient community. And so we want to explore solutions on this podcast. We want to explore best practices. We want to give you hope and continue to encourage you in the work that you're called to do. I realize that we need short, easy to understand, solution-focused conversations. Things like how to effectively engage your board and keep them at the forefront of the work that you're doing. How to build a powerhouse team. Because really and truly, we can't limit the work to one person or one leader. So how do we build that capacity of our team, build out our team, even when we may be short on resources? How do we raise money? How do we go about expanding our fundraising efforts, diversifying the revenue streams, making sure that we have money to achieve our mission? These are all vital questions that together at this table we'll have the chance to explore. So as I close this first episode, I want to invite you alongside me on this journey. Yes, we are passionate for patients. Yes, we want to stand in the gap for those living with the conditions that we represent. But that passion is not enough. We need access to resources, more time, talent, and money to achieve the work that we're called to do. We need community, because the truth is we can't do it alone. As I've said before, if we want to run fast, we run alone. But if we want to run far, if we really want to initiate change in healthcare, we have to run together. So that's why we're here, and that's what we hope to achieve with the Passion for Patients podcast. And I'm thankful that you're here alongside me. So I hope that you'll visit GAAPP.org to learn more about upcoming episodes, or the passionforpatients.com site to learn more about future guests, to suggest topics, to see the questions that you want answered. We have spent months planning the next series of podcasts, and we believe that we're addressing the things that matter most to you. But we want to hear from you. So like us, tag us, share us with your friends, certainly subscribe to the podcast, and look forward to those upcoming episodes. Until the next time, stay passionate.